Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show to you how we managed to reach almost 8.5k in our portfolio. Right now, we're going to go through the challenge that we have in our channel, all the things that we bought and everything that we sold. This month, if I'm not wrong, we sold two ticker symbols. One of them was Ford, another one was EWZ, okay? And I'm going to explain to you guys why I did that and what we're gonna do with the free buying power that we have in our portfolio right now. And of course, I'm gonna show you guys a few trades that we did in terms of options. There were no future options this month, but we did trade a couple of option trades, and I'm gonna explain to you guys why I did that, okay? For those of you that are here for the first time, thank you very much for watching our channel. You are welcome. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel, leave your like behind, leave your comments. Any comments that you guys write below, I'll get back to you as soon as possible, okay? But without further ado, let's get on to the video. So the first thing I want to go through, it is our weekly return. So if we scroll all the way down here, last week, without any contribution whatsoever, okay, we managed to make almost 4.6%. The week before that, the portfolio was down 1.42, and then before that was 2.3. We had a massive week here in the beginning of June, was 6.3%, but of course that takes into consideration this 1,483 that we did add to the portfolio, okay, which was roughly 4%, but the account's still going up, which it is the main thing. So the trades that we did for the last month, we did about 127 trades. Of course, we have here our daily challenge, which it is pretty much to place on a daily basis 3 trades. One of them it is JEPQ, another one it is SCHGND. This it is what's going to become the majority of our portfolio eventually, okay? So if you look at something like this, for example, this chart here, why now? SCHG it is 16, SCHD 14, and JEPQ it is 30.3. But this eventually is going to be only those 3 here. So eventually this thing here is going to be only SCHD, this is going to be JEPQ, and this is going to be SCHG, okay? And the reason for that is because all these plays here that we have here eventually is going to come out of this portfolio. This is just for us to collect dividends in the beginning so we can pump these 3 ticker symbols here, okay? Why? Because the portfolio is still very small. The portfolio right now, it is sitting at, actually I can go back here. The portfolio, it is sitting at about 35-ish, if I'm not wrong. Let me just go here. Yeah, the portfolio right now, as you can see, it is 35.3Ks. Actually, if I update now, it's a little bit more, to be honest. I think the portfolio now, and just before we start, I just want to explain to you why you should become a member of our LTI trading community. If you are someone that's ready to take full control of your portfolio, stay consistent with your income goals, and grow long-term wealth through long-term investing, dividends, and options, then you need to join our LTI trading community, the ultimate all-in-one package for serious investors and traders, and this is exactly what you get once you join our community. Live portfolio access with full transparency, with real-time alerts on every stock, ETF, and options that I make, exclusive trade alerts, know exactly what I'm buying or selling and why, whether it's a long-term ETF or short-term options play, my LTI A to Z dividend ebook, which you're gonna learn how to build a dividend portfolio from scratch and grow long-term wealth. And of course, one of the best option trading course, which it is my OCA, Option Cash Flow Accelerator, which you're gonna master how to sell options for weekly cash flow using simple proven options strategies. And last but not last, the best of all, my custom dividend tracker. This investment tracker is built for serious dividend investors and traders who want real control over their performance and goal. But this is a limited time bundle offer. When you join today, you receive the LTI A to Z dividend investment ebook, the Option Cash Flow Accelerator, which it is our OCA, the full custom dividend tracker, access to my trades and alerts, portfolio reviews and strategy guidance. And this is everything you need to build income, stay accountable, and grow your portfolio with purpose and precision. This bundle is only available for a short term. Don't wait. Take control of your investment journey today. Click the first link in the description and become a member now of our LTI trading community. And let's build long-term wealth together. Now, if I go to our Discord group, just put a place of a image here. Let me see if I can get here. Anyway, I update this thing every single day so you guys can follow the portfolio, okay? The portfolio, actually, it is sitting at $36,231. This is, actually, I'm going to update here. So if you guys just give me a second, if I go all the way down here, I'm going to update the last value because this is from yesterday, which was 2nd of July, 2026. So it's $36,231.51. So now if you go back here to our spreadsheet, you guys gonna be able to see the update version, okay? So here we are. So let me just scroll to the right here. So here we go, guys. So right now it is at 36.2K. The market, it is up 13.3%. We are up 34%. Okay, since when? Since pretty much September of 2024. So basically, for the past almost 300 days, we are up 34%, as you guys can see, and the market, it is up 13%. Why are we doing so much better than the market? It is very easy, guys, to explain, because things like this, okay? Look at this, for example. We're still trading here, okay, options on a daily basis. And these options games here, that means a lot. And by the way, this is a small portfolio because, as I showed you guys many times, if you go back to this thing here, look at this. In last year alone, on one of our accounts with TastyWorks, we made almost $500,000. In the year before, almost 30,000. And this is all gone to interactive brokers because now we trade as a business, because it would be very silly not to do so in terms of tax return. For us foreigners that have an account in the US, the best one for us in terms of long-term broker is still IB, because we can open as a business account, okay? Very simple. And last month alone, if I go back to next link here, there were no contribution whatsoever because, as mentioned to you guys many times, the reason why our portfolio is going up quite quickly, not forget, this portfolio is going to go from $10 to $1 million very soon. Okay, keep my words. Okay, keep my words. All right, pay attention to what I'm saying to you. And if you guys gonna follow our channel, you're gonna see this portfolio reach $1 million as soon as you might think. Why? Because the proper trade and risk and money management. That's the main thing. Okay, and of course, pumping your portfolio every single week, every single asterisk that you can see here, or stars, or whatever it is contribution to this portfolio. It doesn't matter if it's $1,000, $500, $2,000, $10,000, $100 a week, a month. It doesn't matter, because you get those dividends coming into your portfolio. You can buy more shares. You put some more contribution. Guess what? You buy more shares. You collect more dividends. You buy more shares. It's become a snowball, a massive snowball. Look at this. Look at this dividend here. Comparison between the beginning of the year to now. In January, that was $23, and that's it. We started this small portfolio here in January this year with roughly $10,000. Look at this. February, $37 pretty much. March, $255. April, $249. May, $494. June, $876. Why? Because June was a full house. Okay, of course, that event only happened 4 times a year, but now it's gonna be even better, okay? Because look at this. June was a full house. We had got paid on every single one that we hold. And don't forget, we had 2 ticker symbols here that I'm going to explain to you. That's not here anymore, okay? But of course, July, it's not a full house because some of them, like for example, SCHD, SCHG, ain't gonna pay us for the month, okay? And the other ones well, but the rest, it's all gonna pay us, all of them, okay? Because it's gonna pay us on, it does pay us on a weekly basis. And actually, this thing here, to be honest with you, if I double check here, this is supposed to say Yes, yes. The only two here, okay? The only two that ain't gonna pay us next month, it is SCHG and D. That's it, because the Cornerstones one's gonna pay monthly. Tesla is gonna pay month. JetQ is gonna pay this month. Bito or Byte, whatever you wanna call it, is gonna pay this month. Mist as well, SCVO and JetPi. So the only two that we ain't gonna get paid this month, it is these two, okay? So this, you can ignore this. You also can ignore this, okay? This one here, sorry. You can ignore these two here and this one here, okay? Because I increment this table here and didn't put the value across. But everything's gonna pay out. Look at this, last month, full paid. Okay, that's why we got a massive dividends, okay? But this week, this month, if we do some analysis here, for example, okay? Let me do July here so you guys can have an idea. So July, as you can see, this table is up to date. Only these two that ain't gonna pay us in July, because this is quarterly payment, okay? The rest all gonna pay us. So basically we are expecting here a dividend of 858. But remember, we sold those two stocks and now we're gonna deploy more capital on JetQ. And I'll explain to you guys why we're gonna use JetQ, okay? And then in comparison, what we received last month of only those here. Because remember, there's two here, there's no counting for the amount that we received, which was 87.6. The reason why it's 87.6 here and 778, because we don't have here EWZ, dividend, and Ford. And if you go all the way down here, I can show you guys, look at this. EWZ, it is here, that we collect here $131. And Ford, we collect $82, okay? So these two is gone. It's gone completely, at least for now, okay? It's not part of our portfolio anymore. And for the year, we are expecting here to get about 3.9k. Remember, the goal here, it is to reach this number here, which we're gonna get there very, very fast, which it is a portfolio of roughly $50,000, which it is this number here. Okay, so far we are roughly 3.9, but we're growing very, very fast, very, very fast. And I won't be surprised by the end of this year, we're gonna be pretty much close to 5. Next year, let's say close to 12, and 2 years time, let's say 25, and 4 or 5 years, we're gonna be reach $50,000. But remember, I'm being very conservative here because I want to make this thing here very realistic and achievable as well. This is not a channel you're gonna get rich overnight. That ain't gonna happen. But I'm just gonna show it to you guys. If you wanna get returns like this, for example, okay, like this, trading options and trading futures. Let me see if I can go back here to this one here. Trading options and trading futures, like I said, with the proper trade and risk management, you can achieve this sort of returns. But you must be patient, very, very patient, okay? In our channel here, we do show everything on a daily basis, all the challenge, all the options that we trade, every single trade. I'll show everyone in our Discord. And of course, for those of you that are part of our cryptocurrency channel, we still around, okay? Maybe not covered as much as used to be, but we still around. We haven't gonna go anywhere whatsoever. We hold a massive amount of Bitcoin, a massive amount of Ethereum as well, and of course some other cryptocurrencies as well, like Pulse Chain, Pulse X, Solana, and so on, okay? So no contribution whatsoever this month. So in terms of purchase, okay, we haven't done any purchase yet. We sold these two that I just showed to you. Let me just collect them, put it here. Let me search for Ford here, up here. EWZ, it's here. It's not here anymore, so I can't search for those two, okay? But like I said to you guys, we did sell those two. Okay, those two is gone, which it is, let me see here. Here we go. So this EWZ was sold up here, okay? We sold EWZ here and we sold Ford as well. We don't have those two in our portfolio anymore because what we're gonna do is we're going to buy JetQ, okay? We sold EWZ. It's not a bad ETF whatsoever. It's very good when it comes to volatility. And what I mean by that is, okay, look at this. This is, if you trade options like I do myself, a ETF like this, you must live the dream. Look at these, guys. I'm not trying to pick the top or the bottom. I don't care less. I don't have nothing special about myself that enables me to think that I can wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm going to trade here, I'm going to sell here, I'm going to buy here, I'm going to sell here. No, absolutely not. It's about making the most of it. If I bought something here, okay, the thing went down. I did my DCA because I believe in this thing the long term anyway. And then if I make some money here, guess what? I'm going to take something out of the table because this is not something you want to hold forever. And if we do some pullback, have some pullback, I might get back on the horse. If not, good luck. This thing can go to $1 billion. I don't care less because that's the way it is. Without gambling, guessing, okay? This is the thing that we live and breathe in our channel. Patience, discipline, and risk management. There's no other ways to get rich. It is what it is, okay? There's no genius here. There's no day trading, short-term trading, pattern trading, none of this nonsense. If you want to get rich, create wealth, being patient, discipline, you are at the right place. And by the way, I'm not a financial advisor anyway. This is just education purpose only. But I'm being 100% honest to all of you because I want you guys to succeed as well, okay? So right now, we're going to get on to JAPQ. And as you guys can see, we're still very close to the all-time highs. We are pretty much about 10%. Look at this, 7%. But this is not too bad because we're going to start to pretty much load here all the EWZ and all the forward buying power back to this thing here, which is roughly 4K, okay? We're going to put back here 4K into this thing here. And if we go to TastyWorks, for example, if I go trade right now, so 4K of worth of EWZ, in terms of stocks, they'll be able to buy about 200 shares. Okay, that's not too bad, which is roughly 4.7K of buying power. But if we go back here, for example, okay, let me go back here. So $200, okay, times 0.49, which is roughly another $100 per month in dividends. That's not too shabby whatsoever, okay? Because remember, if we have 4K, right, 10% will be 400. So 100K, it is what? 2.5% on a monthly basis, and this thing is gonna compound because this is gonna become more next month. At the end of the year, we're gonna have way more shares that we have right now. That's the power of compound. Okay, that's the way it should be. Being patient, discipline, and work with the compound on your portfolio. Make the compound work for you. Okay, in terms of options. We did one trade, I think. We closed some trades, but we placed a trade here on MIST. And the reason why I opened this trade here was because I want to buy MIST cheaper, okay? I saw this scarcity put here, which was 2 days ago with a strike price of $22. But look at this. I collect here $2.10 per contract. So in other words here, you need to subtract $22 by the premium. So basically, our break even here is $17.19. So if if MIST trade below $17.19, we start to lose money. But if you close above $20, this is going to be out of the money. If you close above $20, we can still make money, despite the fact that the trade will be in the money. Okay, don't confuse about losing money and being in the money. All right, because the thing is, our break even is here at $17.90. Our strike price, it is here at $20. So at the expiration date, without doing any trade management whatsoever, if you missed, close above 20, thank you very much, out of the money, rinse and repeat. If you close above this thing here, despite the fact that it will be in the money, we can still make money. But there's plenty of things we can do this thing here, okay? Plenty of things. What we can do is, if you get a sign, anyway, if you don't know what assignment means, there's plenty of things this channel can teach you. If we do get a sign, we can manage the trade, or we can convert this thing here into long shares. And you're going to start to collect dividends. And if we do get a sign here, look at this. This is 3 contracts. So basically, we're going to get a sign here at 300 shares of MIST. And if you go back here to the Excel and we check here MIST dividends for last month MIST pay about 1.471. So basically, okay, we have to multiply 1.47, 1.5 times 3, which is 4.5 times 100. That's $450 in dividends if we do get a sign on those shares. That's amazing. So in other words, if the market trades up, we make money. If it goes down, it will be above our strike price of $20, we make money. If we close above our break even, we still make money. And if you go down, guess what? We convert this in the long term, and we're going to start to collect dividend. And from the dividends and extra cash, we can start to do all this here in the way down. Why? Because we're going to hold this thing for the long term. In other words, it's going to be very hard for the markets to take the money from us. Very hard, okay? And back here to our spreadsheet, a lot of you have asked me what this thing means. So basically, I haven't used this thing here for a while, okay? But let me say, for example, remember, this thing here is telling us that we've been in the trade for 2 days. That's what DIT means, okay? Days in the trade. We've been in this trade here for only 2 days. And the expiration date, it is for 31 days to expire, which is going to expire on 4th of August 2025, okay? So basically, this is just like a calculator or something like that. Haven't used for a while, but let's say, for example, we put here $1.50, okay? So $1.50, we can still close the trade. Why? Because we're gonna make here our threshold of 17%. That'll give us about pickup. I haven't even no, there are a long time I haven't used this thing here, but portfolio or cap, something like that. But anyway, this is 49.7, which it is our compound annualized rate of return. So if we do press this thing here, yes or no, let me see here. No, doesn't make difference. So, and then if I put, let's say we want to get about 25, let's say 30% annualized, is still getting a lot of money as well. If we get 0.5, of course, it's going to still say yes. So basically, if we close for $2, okay, it's still 83. I don't know if this thing is still working properly, but you guys get what I mean. This is just a calculator that we have to make sure that it tell us if you're going to make money or not, okay? This is 5%. So basically, actually, it's not. If we do $2, let me see here. Let me just copy this from here. So actually, nope. Let me see if I can get some inputs here. Let me see this one here. No, that's right. So let's say, for example, is it dollars? Yes, it is. So let me go here. Let me see one more capital. Let's say that's it, to the small place. So let's say we're gonna close this trade for 50 cents, okay? Here we go. So this is gonna get us 76%, which is bigger than our requirement of 30%, okay? But if we close this thing here for $1.50, okay, that's still 29%. So now let's close this thing here for 1.75. It's still 17%. And if I say no, it's still getting us being able to close. I'll tell you why, guys, because simple. 17% is still bigger than our initial value here that we have, which it is 15%. If I change this thing here to 30%, let me put 20, 30%. So let me go back here now. So let me see, yes. And then we're gonna do $1.52 is still be able to close there, okay? It's just an idea for us, see how much you're gonna get and if we can close that trade or not. But anyway, this was trade that was placed, and the reason why we got this thing here was just to try to buy mist at a cheaper price, because right now it's trading at 22.1%. That's what I was trying to do, nothing else. Buy mist at a cheaper price because I didn't want to pay the current price on mist, and that's why I opened the trade. There's no other ways to explain anyway, okay? So back to the portfolio here. The portfolio is trading right now at $9,275,000, okay? And of course, we haven't closed any trade yet in terms of the portfolio because we're still holding this thing in the long term, apart from EWZ. And EWZ, okay, we did make some money here, which it is EWZ. We made $603 on that trade. We still make money, but we decided to close because we didn't hold there for the long term anyway, okay? In terms of sector, just a quick analysis for you guys. In terms of sector, we're not doing too bad at all, okay? Let me see if I can get transaction, dividend journal. in terms of sector. Let me see if I can get the spreadsheet here. This one here, net leaked. No, this one, transaction by sector, dividend journal. Let me see if I can get this one. Here we go. So as you guys can see here, we haven't done too bad whatsoever. Okay, of course, the main games come from the options income, which it is Misting and Tesla, that kind of thing. Okay, the only one that is lacking behind right now, it is the large growth, which it is SCHD. And the reason why we're getting these more dividends, because SCHD, it is a growth ETF. And I go back here so you guys can have an idea. Look at the chart for MIST and look at the chart for SCHD. It's very simple to explain. You can explain this thing here for a 5-year-old kid, they'll understand, okay? One, it is a growth ETF. Another one, it is an income ETF. The income ETF, you need to know how to play, how and when to play. Otherwise, you can still make a lot of money dividends and you can still lose money. You must know how to play income ETFs, guys, especially the covered call ones. Because remember, covered calls, it is a double-edged sword. Why? You can get massive income, but when the markets pull back, the index that the ETF is tracks to, what's gonna happen was when the index recover, the ETF ain't gonna recover the same as the index. Forget about that. That ain't gonna happen, okay? Why? Because when the market grows 10%, the ETF is going to be capped here by the covered calls. So you must understand this. And most of this income ETF these days, it is based on covered calls. You need to understand that if the market go down 30%, and if the market do have a massive V shape like here, for example, on SCHD, why? Because the dividend here, it's almost irrelevant. It's just growth. That's why it tracks the price of the S&P very well. But when it comes here to, let's say, JEPQ, JEPI, things like that, that ain't gonna recover the same. That ain't gonna happen, okay? And that's why the JEPQ right now is still trading all the way down here. It's very, very obvious, okay? And if you get here the chart of NASDAQ, for example, okay? Let's say triple Q, for example. Look at this. Why triple Q is trading all the way up here and JEPQ it is here? It's exactly like I said to you guys, because being cut by those covered calls. Simple. So you must understand when, how, and why you're trading those ETF. It is income ETF, so you need to play the game very well, okay? So another thing as well to show you guys, it is this chart here, which it is by month. Look at this. This is gonna compound very, very fast. And mark my words, very soon you're gonna see this portfolio sitting at $1 million. Very, very soon. Okay, very, very soon. Because the reason is this account here, like I showed everyone in our Discord group, wasn't this value here overnight. This was about, let's say, 100,000 in games, and then 3 months went to 500. Why? The power of being patient is stacking your ETFs, stocks, your dividends, paying products, securities, and then eventually you're going to start to harvest all the gains. And that's what we do in this channel, especially in times like this when everyone is pretty much very, very fearful. What we're doing, we are buying the market. Simple. Okay, without guessing, without gambling, without prediction, because I don't have, you don't have, nobody have anything special. They're gonna say to them, I'm gonna buy the bottom, because my indicator is gonna tell me this, my RSI. Guys, this is just education purpose only. There's not one single indicator that's going to create wealth for you and help you to make money in the long term. Not a single one. Not a single one. I don't want to be rude here. I don't want to talk down to anybody, but there's no indicators that's going to make money for you. You get luck once, twice. This is just education purpose only. What's going to make money for us is our LTI. And you guys can join our Discord on our group on the first link on the description below. Our long-term investment, simple. Doesn't matter if it's buying Bitcoin, buying Ethereum, buying Pulse Chain, buying Solana, buying Pulse X, or trading derivatives like options on futures, buying stocks, buying high dividend ETF. It's only our LTI, long-term investing, okay? So in terms of the portfolio, we're not doing too bad. We still buy on a daily basis. One of the main things I want you guys to pay attention before we go, it is this thing here, okay? This thing is growing very, very fast. And I'm just showing you, all of you in this channel, that you can achieve your FIRE, your financial freedom, whatever you want to call it, as soon as you can. But guess what? This ain't going to happen 1 year. Okay, the goal here to reach this thing here per year, which is our initial goal, because eventually this is gonna go down here and it's gonna become per month. It can take 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years, but for now it's per year, and we're gonna reach this thing here very, very soon, okay? But with the proper risk and trade management, we're not gonna put everything here on mist to get 140% dividends to get this portfolio to $50,000 per year overnight. That ain't gonna happen, okay? The goal is to stay alive just another day. The more alive we stay in the market, the more we learn, the more we earn. Simple, simple, simple. Okay, and by the way, you can get hold to all our spreadsheet in our trading community. Okay, and of course, all the future updates on the portfolio. But then follow our trades, all the things that we do. Feel free to join us anytime you like. Okay, this is just a quick analysis. We sold those two ETFs, which was EWZ, okay, which was EWZ and Ford, and now we're going to buy some JEPQ and of course some more SCHD and some more SCHD, G and D for our portfolio, okay. And just a quick analysis, you guys can see here. There's one thing here I want to show to you. I forgot. I think that's it in terms of the portfolio. Of course, I'm gonna give more updates for you guys on a daily basis, but you can see everything is doing very, very well, guys. JEPQ is still our winner here in terms of valuation. Why now sitting at $16,300, which our SCHD and SCHD. G and D, okay, and then you got our MIST, you got SCVOL, all those good stuff in our portfolio. This is the valuation of each of the securities that we hold in our portfolio. If you have any question, leave your comments below, leave your questions, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, guys, all the best. No matter where you are in the world, look after yourself, look after your money. All the best, stay safe, and happy investing.